Okay, I'm about to review what some people would call a movie. Some people, like myself, would call a piece of shit that is plopped out at the beginning of summer for your entertainment. It's called Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Some are going to be hardcore fans of this movie, love it, love it, love it, but you know what? This movie sucked. Okay, that's my opinion at least, and that seems like it's almost everyone's opinion from what I've been hearing. It's directed by Michael Bay. It was not a good sign off the bat. Um, it's the cast is Shia LaBeouf, returning characters, Megan Fox, John Turturro, Hugo Weaving voices Megatron, Tony Todd voiced the Fallen, which was a good choice because he can pull off that evil tone really well. I'm gonna get into a couple pros. The major pro is the beginning sequence. It's filled with action. It has this giant wheel. I think it's a Michelin tire. Even it might be Midas. I really don't know. It's on crack. It hates the city. It wants to destroy everything. It tears off fucking the tails of helicopters, destroys a bridge in like 3 seconds, and then there was like a forest scene, which was kind of good with Optimus Prime fighting 3 Decepticons. Linkin Park isn't as emo in their new song for the movie. I guess that's good. Okay, that's about it though. Besides Tony Todd, of course. But I can't get into all the flaws because you'll be here all day. I can't be here all day. My reviews suck. I just reviewed The Hangover. That's why I'm wearing the same shirt. I went from that good, excellent movie to this horrible, fucking like classic of worst movies. I don't even know what I just said, but it's just a classic for a list of worst movies of all time. It would probably be like in the top five. Um, I don't know. You go from like crazy action, which you don't even know what's going on. These little mini Decepticons going around Sam's house destroying shit, and then it cuts to a storyline of these two dogs falling in love. Oh, it's all cute. They like each other. It's so random. But then they really love each other. They have sex in front of your face. They're fucking on screen. Michael Bay gets all in that action. You go from bullets and shit to them squirting. That's kind of gross. And then you root for the Decepticon, which shoots a missile at the doghouse. And you're like, fucking finally, we don't have to see that dumb shit anymore. Sorry all the swears. I can't help it. I'm just like that. Especially when I'm having a rage fit with this movie. I'll go back to one pro, which isn't about the movie. I saw a midnight screening of this, the opening night. It was 3 sold out screens. Nothing around here is open late, so that was a plus, and it was fun. And the audience made it fun. It was a good time. But that's about it, because I think we were like laughing at times, like when it was like kind of a fun time at the beginning. And then it seemed like people were just falling asleep. It was like a slumber party in the theater. Yeah, so I'm going back to the flaws now. There was just like a lot of random shit. The directing isn't that good. He basically gets more detail when it shows Megan Fox's cleavage than anything else. Like you just don't get any like directing visual style, like artistic abilities from Michael Bay. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna find it. Obviously, with the Michael Bay movie, it has to have one-liners in every single scene. So that's what you're gonna get. It's just like a screenwriting award for one-liners that aren't funny. Uh, so, God, what else do you get in this movie? You get no Autobots. You get Optimus Prime. You get Bumblebee, which really aren't in the movie as much as you think. The other Transformers that were in the last movie, you don't see much. Maybe at the beginning and the end, but that's about it. And you get these 2-star Autobots that are from out of nowhere, and they're the most stereotypical characters I've ever seen. And if you thought Jar Jar Binks was bad, which I didn't think was bad, I just thought it was annoying. These two characters are just, you get 2 for the price of 1, and they're both so fucking annoying. You just want them to die. They're Mudflaps and Skids, and I think one's the voice of SpongeBob or something. All I know is they are fucking retarded. They're just filled with dumb jokes, like they're saying like I'm gonna pop a cap in your ass to Sam's roommate and shit, and it sounds funny, and you probably heard this enough on the internet about these characters, but I mean, they're just crazy stupid. I mean, they don't seem to help much except for maybe one scene they help, and they're just useless the rest of the time. I mean, I mean, come on. Sam asked them to read symbols on his arm, and they just go, oh, "We don't do much reading. No, we don't do that. Nah, come on. You don't have to add that in a fucking movie. It's Transformers. It's based off a Hasbro toy franchise. You don't have to hear these guys that got all their lingo from the internet, which I guess is the story from them. Which, okay, that's fine. But you don't have to go into all these jokes. I mean, they're the most jive talking characters you're gonna ever see in a movie. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. Fuck them. I was expecting one of them to want fried chicken, the other one wants watermelon, then maybe some Kool-Aid with extra sugar. That's me just saying it, okay? But that's what it felt like watching it. I actually felt offended. I don't know how that works, but I'm like, this is useless. So you go with that to like the musical score. I don't usually always care for with certain movies like this, but you know, like a score like what Dark Knight had. I'm gonna admit I like the movie Milk. I thought that had one of the best scores in any movie ever. There Will Be Blood has a good score. Slumdog Millionaire. 28 Days Later. And Sunshine, that was really good. John Murphy score, just like 28 Days Later. I'm getting off into other good movies. We're sticking to this piece of shit. What else do you get from this? You really don't get much. You get like Michael Bay watch slow motion, which is Megan Fox running. You all of a sudden get Terminators in a Transformers movie because I didn't know there was a Transformer that looked like a girl. I don't know how that works. You get this Scottish bagpipe playing old Transformer that's like actually a stealth plane, which has teleporting abilities. I didn't know Transformers had that. I always was, watching the cartoon here and there, so I didn't follow the storyline. But if it had anything to do with Revenge of the Fallen, I'm glad I missed it. I'm glad I was watching Ninja Turtles the whole time. Okay. What the fuck else? What characters were good in this movie? John Turturro was kind of annoying. Shia LaBeouf had his same old like acting thing. Megan Fox, I already said it. Tony Todd is the only, for me the savior, which I kind of looked forward to the huge revenge he was gonna, like just make the Earth witness. Just he was gonna fucking be some badass character. Just comes down, he's gonna fuck shit up. I don't know what the hell happened at the end, but I didn't like it, and I was really disappointed. And that's what I kept thinking was gonna be the saving grace of the movie, was like the ending. It's gonna be some big finale. Fucking come on, let's just bring it on. But you don't get much. I was actually trying to root for the Decepticons more. And if I was going to say one more pro about the movie, it did have a lot of Decepticons. There was like Decepticons everywhere. I don't know what ones were actual characters from the show in the toy franchise or whatever, but there was plenty of those. You get tons of that. But a lot of them were annoying. Not as annoying as Mudflap and Skids. They just they ruined it. This movie even has a Transformer with testicles. Okay? You're getting teabagged just watching the movie. It's just fucking big ass nutsack on the screen, metal balls. John Turturro's right under it. He's trying to call under an airstrike, saying he's right under the enemy scrotum. And Michael Bay went the extra yard for this than he did the storyline, because he even got one of the testicles hanging lower than the other. He wanted to be so specific. I don't even want to know what he did with like probably firing people that was in the storyboard. But like, he's just like, no, I want one ball hanging lower than the other. You hear me? You hear me? I want one hanging lower than the other. You're fired. No! No! Christian Bale should have been in it. But anyways, so yeah, you get the Transformer with balls, you get the dog sex, you get the cleavage, you get the annoying ass Decepticon named Wheelie, voiced by Steve Buscemi. You get a lot of bullshit. Okay, this movie sucks. You got 201 million